Good morning. Welcome to CleanR Grupa Investor Webinar. We will begin with a presentation from the company, followed by a live Q&A session. Throughout the call, we will be looking forward to receiving your questions. Please submit them in writing through the Q&A window below the presentation. For your convenience, the webinar is being recorded. A replay will be available shortly after the session. Now, let me introduce today's hosts. Juris Gulbis, CEO and Chairman of the Management Board, and Gatis Bulls, CFO of CleanR Grupa. The floor is yours.
Yes, good morning. I'm very proud to present today great results for the first half of 2025, and I will start with highlights of our financials, and we are demonstrating continuous double-digit growth in all of our key parameters. Revenue grows 23%, EBITDA grows 35%. We have also improved EBITDA margin by 2 percentage points. We have invested 8 million euros in first half of 2025 to support the new tenders that we have won in several municipalities, and we continue to maintain the strong equity position of 53%, which allows us for sufficient space for our future projects and M&A activities. As usual, I will start with a recap of our group companies, what we do and who we are. CleanR Group is a full-cycle urban servicing company. We work in two major business lines, waste management and environmental services. I will describe each company activities in more detail on the next slide. We are 100% owned local capital company, and we service 500,000 inhabitants in Latvia. We are also a large employer and taxpayer. We employ more than 1,800 employees throughout Latvia. We have also received a number of awards during the year. The one I'm most proud is Nasdaq Baltic Awards for the best investor relations, and I hope this webinar will be proof that we are good at our investor relations. And let's go into detail through our subsidiaries. If we start with CleanR, which is our biggest company, it works in household waste management area. It's been in operation since 1944, and it operates in a number of cities in Latvia, biggest being Riga, Liepāja, and Jūrmala. Continuing on with waste management is Lautus, which we have acquired at the end of last year. It works in medical and hazardous waste management and also operates in all Latvia and serves large medical institutions as well as hazardous waste producing customers. Industrial and construction and demolition waste management is company CleanR Verso. It has the largest waste sorting and recycling plant in Baltics at Nomalis, and is also leading provider of collection and reprocessing of construction and bulky waste. Vidas Resource Centers is waste sorting company. Facility is located at Getliņa, and it receives and sorts all municipal waste which is collected in Riga and Riga area. Moving on to recycling and waste recovery, it's Clean Industry. It's a company which owns our plastic recycling plant in Ķekava, and also produces and sells refuse-derived fuel and works in trading of secondary raw materials. Zaļā josta is extended producer responsibility system company which helps producers and importers to manage their tax liabilities, environmental tax liabilities. Moving on to environmental services, we have indoor cleaning company Visi, which serves biggest Latvian hospital, Riga East Clinical University Hospital, also number of large offices and social facilities. Visi Urban is urban and road cleaning and servicing company. It operates in its biggest contract is in Riga city maintenance and also Jūrmala, Rezekne, Tukums, Liepāja, Sigulda and Bauska, so it has a coverage across Latvia. We also have two regional urban services companies, Comauto, which is in Cēsis and provides city maintenance services in Vidzeme and Latgale. And our newest acquisition is Tranzītcel, where we completed the acquisition process at the beginning of this year. This is a company which provides urban maintenance services in Liepāja. So, moving on with our financials, I have to mention our biggest investments. We have invested 8 million euros in our vehicle fleet. Here we have acquired new vehicles for our newly won tenders in both urban maintenance and also waste management, as well as mechanisms and various loaders and excavators for our sorting facilities. We have continued our underground container program, both in Riga and recently also in Jūrmala, and we have also invested in the regular containers. Main events in first half of 2025. In waste management is we have continued our regional expansion. We have acquired 41% of municipal waste management company Ķilupe. It operates in Ogre, Aizkraukle and in Riga, in Riga area. And we have also won tenders in waste management tenders in Liepāja, Jūrmala, Ogre and Ķekava, which have also allowed us as repricing for these areas. We have launched a new fully automated sorted waste collection site on our premises at Vietāls iela 5. It's available for customers where they can leave their electrical appliances, packaging and other sorted waste. And our underground waste container park is now more than 350 containers, and as I mentioned, we started also this program in Jūrmala. Lautus has launched a new service for internal sewage systems for businesses and also for residential buildings. We have acquired assets and also capabilities to provide this service at scale. And industry also have improved the production capacity at our plastic recycling plant and also expanded substantially our refuse-derived fuel production facilities. And producer responsibility system, we have entered into a new segment. It's plastic waste, and it also generated this additional revenue and have improved our profitability. If we are moving on to environmental services, Visi Urban acquired 51% of Tranzītcel, which I mentioned before. It's an urban service company in Liepāja, which will support our regional expansion program, also taking into account that Visi Urban has won a very large contract for Riga city maintenance. They have acquired additional equipment with 16 new units for cars. And Visi Urban also won tender for beach cleaning in Jūrmala and Riga. Comauto has continued our regional expansion in Vidzeme and acquired new contracts in Vidzeme and Latgale. And Visi has been investing heavily in robotics. We have now more than 70 units of robots working for our clients around Latvia. We have also worked on improving further our corporate governance. And previously we announced our employee share option program. So as of today, 10 employees have exercised their options and have become shareholders of the company. Another activity is that taking into account the demographics and employment situation in Latvia, we have invested a lot of resource into improving our employee well-being. So in order to better understand what our employees want and what are their needs and wishes, we have created employee council, which now meets regularly and exchanges information on employee situation and what should be done to improve the employee conditions in our group companies. Yes, this is a question you've been asking us on every webinar since I've joined the company. So we are planning to launch bond refinancing. We have hired Signet Bank and Evershed Bitans as our advisors. We are launching a program of up to 50 million euros with first tranche of 15 million euros and further drawdowns depending on our investment and M&A activity. So at the moment, this is the information we are sharing. We will share further information on terms, conditions, and as we proceed further with relevant documentation and authorizing authorities. Sustainability is at the core of our business, and as you can see at the bottom of this slide, our business model is such that we avoid 2 times more greenhouse gas equivalent emissions than we generate. So in 2024, we have generated 112,000 tons of greenhouse gas equivalent emissions, and our waste collection, sorting, and processing activities have provided that we avoided 228,000 tons of greenhouse gas emissions. Also, if we are looking at our capex, half of our capex is so-called green capex, taxonomy aligned, as you call them. So most of our vehicles which we acquire for the new contracts are considered as a green investment. We have also invested a lot of resource and time in educational activities. This summer, our pop-up project Šūna was in Cēsis, which was Latvian culture capital city for this year, and also we have launched a new digital platform for environmental education, Vides Pratība, which is focused on educating public about greenwashing. Yes, so this is at the moment all on my side, and I'm now giving floor to Gatis.
Thank you. I'll proceed with financial highlights for the first half of the year. First, I would like to focus on revenue and EBITDA in more detail. I'm glad to announce that we have grown in the first half of 2025. You see that we have been growing for the last several years, and the first half of the year was no different. But here I want to specifically highlight that sorting and sale of waste, as well as recovery of sorted materials, have grown more than 40%. which stresses our focus on diversification and vertical integration efforts. Moreover, interestingly that EBITDA ratios have also grown and improved, and EBITDA in the first half of the year reached 16.3 million, which is a 35% increase compared to the same period last year. But moreover, EBITDA margin has reached 24% or improved by 2 percentage points compared to the same period last year, which is again a notable improvement compared to the previous years. Here I would like specifically highlight that we have been investing into efficiency related capex projects for already a couple of years, and it is bringing results. Also, specifically during the first half of the year, we have increased throughput of some of our facilities, which again contributed, among other things, to improve the EBITDA KPIs. Asset base has increased accordingly, and assets in total reached 116 million by the end of June, compared to almost 105 million by the end of the year 2024. But the most important part, I guess, here is the equity ratio, which already Juris mentioned, which has increased by 2 percentage points, and stresses the strength of our balance sheet and our ability to grow further and pursue new M&A activities or any other growth project. As for working capital, here I want to remind the viewers first of all about year-end 2024, where you can see that working capital and liquidity ratios declined compared to the previous years, but it was due to bond maturity by the end of the year. Bond basically matures by 9th of December, as you know, and we had to reclassify it from long-term liabilities to short-term liabilities, which had an impact on the working capital and liquidity ratios. However, as you can see, we have been improving liquidity ratios over the last 6 months, and working capital reached 15.3 million by the end of the June, while liquidity is 1.4 times. Here again, I guess here the one of the main drivers that we might say are very good financial results, which improved our liquidity ratios, and also we have been able to attract long-term lease financing for our capex projects, which helped us to preserve cash and hence also improve working capital and liquidity ratios. Let's move on with the investments. Again, Juris already mentioned about our investment activities. We have been ramping up investments along with our revenue, and the first half of 2025 our capex already reached 8 million. As you can see, if we compare to the previous years, then in 2023 it was 9 million for the whole year. Right now it's 8 million already in the first half, while in 2024 our capex was 11.1 million. And here again, like I stressed before, first we are investing into our asset base in order to support our growth, but also we are heavily focusing on efficiency, and most of our capex is done with efficiency in mind, like improving our truck fleet, going for let's say Euro 6 trucks or CNG trucks. Also we have been investing into specialized equipment of road maintenance, which again improves our efficiency. It also actually improves working conditions for our employees who have new state-of-the-art equipment to work with, and another thing is that we are able to decrease downtime to the minimum by using improved trucks and electrified sweepers. We were also investing into ground containers, as Juris already mentioned, and here are several improvements. Not only waste management, let's say, looks better, but also it's more efficient. We need less manpower to actually work with them. So again, efficiency all around. All our investments have translated into also increased debt level. As you can see, our debt level reached almost 30 million, basically 29.6, which is an increase of 5.7 million compared to the year end. But still, our improved financials are showing that debt KPIs, like here we are showing debt per EBITDA ratio is still 1. So basically, it again stresses our financial strengths and our ability to take on new debt and pursue new projects should we choose. Debt maturity. I was mentioning the bonds. You see here that basically our debt is comprised of lease liabilities and bonds, and for the short term, our main liability is bond, which are maturing, but already you just mentioned our intention to do the refinancing. The rest is basically lease liabilities, which are very low compared to our profit margin generation capabilities. And probably this is something that will grow along with our growth and focus on efficiency initiatives. And here I want to remind also about our financial covenants, which we observe closely. As you know, we have 3 main covenants: interest coverage ratio, equity ratio, and net debt leverage ratio. All 3 of them we observe very closely and fulfill with a margin to spare. Interest coverage ratio, we are required to keep above 3, while we are actually delivering 16 by the end of June. Equity ratio I already mentioned, it is 53%, while the requirement is above 30%. And net debt leverage ratio, again, we are required to keep it below 3.5, while we are actually delivering 0.08. That's it from my side. I guess we can move on to Q&A session.
Thank you for the presentation. Indeed, we are now opening the floor for questions. Please submit them in writing through the Q&A window. The first question that we have received: your current bond issue is maturing in December this year. Do you plan to refinance the issue, and would the bonds be offered publicly?
As I have mentioned, we are planning to refinance the issue, and we are launching a 50 million euro program with first drawdown of 15 million, which will be used to refinance the current issue. And we are not providing any further information at this point, as we are working with our consultants and respective regulators on developing appropriate documentation, and we will provide additional information in due course.
Thank you. I see a participant that has raised a hand. Could you be so kind and type your question in the Q&A box that we see below the presentation? Meanwhile, let's wait a moment to see if any participants have additional questions. So the next question that we have received: in which areas is growth reaching a too high market concentration?
Well, in Latvia, I think we have pretty high market shares. Well, it depends how you define the market. So as we know, the free market for waste management is only in several areas. For example, in Riga, in Liepāja and in Ogre, also in Mārupe, and in some other areas. The rest of country is served without public tenders and by municipal-owned companies, which we believe is not a good situation for competition, and it's been raised as an issue for several times by Competition Council and other regulatory authorities. So we believe that we do not have a extensive market concentration in our company as we see it. So, and then if we look at urban maintenance market, it's pretty competitive. There are lots of companies which are in the market, and there is a heavy competition in most of urban maintenance contracts. Meaning we have growth limits. Well, I don't think that we have growth limits at the moment. We are planning to continue to grow in Latvia with consolidating regional companies, and as you have seen, we have recently acquired Lotus in medical and hazardous waste. We have acquired Transit Cell in Liepāja, which is in urban maintenance, and we have also bought a minority stake in Ķilupe, which is a company in Ogre working in waste management company. Also, there are a lot of opportunities in adjacent areas to the waste management. We are talking about recycling business. We are talking about refuse-derived fuels and others. So we still see potential for growth in Latvia, but we are also looking for M&A opportunities outside of Latvia, and that's why we are raising the new bond issue.
Mm-hmm. And on the same topic, we have the next question about the Baltic strategy, going over the borders.
Well, there's a number of companies that we are looking in waste management and urban maintenance areas. There are some processes, but they are confidential, and I will provide no further comment in this respect, but we are looking both in Estonia and Lithuania for potential acquisition targets in waste management and urban maintenance area.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. The next question, can we possibly see a big cross-border trade?
Well, what is meant by cross-border trade? Is it meant by M&A transactions? And then yes, I said we are looking into some, but it's all pretty unstructured processes as M&A can be potentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The attendee specifies that it's in regards to M&A.
Yes, we are looking outside of Latvia for M&A. That's why we raise the financing, and that's why we maintain strong cash and equity positions to have sufficient firepower for bigger deals.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. A follow-up question on the same topic. Can you specify, would you be looking into acquisitions or more of a merger of equals?
Well, we are looking at several transactions which can be both as classified here, but as I said, I would prefer not to comment any further on this.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. As no further questions have come in, we will now be concluding the Q&A session. Participants, thank you for joining us today. We will be looking forward to welcoming you in our next session. Before closing the call, I see one more question. Let's take it still. What's the financial outlook for 2026?
Well, we provide no future guidance, so you should extrapolate yourself, taking into account all the public information that we have provided so far.
Very good. Once again, thank you for joining us today. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.